Morning. We're on day 7 of our road trip, and today we're going from the mountains to the sea. So we at an altitude of 1,250 meters today, and we're obviously going to drop down to sea level, so that's going to be a factor in our range. It is quite cold this morning, but not nearly as cold as the previous morning, so I've now learned how to switch off the heating system in the car, and I'll demonstrate that on the video. We had a great time here in the Mountain Zebra National Park, and what was amazing is that we saw an aardwolf, which is an insect-eating hyena, which is quite a beautiful sighting. Amazing animal, like a little small dog. Yeah, so we were so lucky to see that. We saw lots of antelope and other game. So our destination today is the Tsitsikamma National Park, with one charge on the way, which will be at the Bay West Mall, which is just south of PE, Port Elizabeth, in the Uitenhage area. And we will take about 300 kilometers, almost give or take a K, to get there. So we'll have to be a little bit cautious, but obviously there should be no range problem today, particularly with me switching off the heating. And then from there it's a short 160k to the Tsitsikamma National Park. Yes, so let's let the journey begin. So to turn the system off, this button must be on, which is the climate system, and then you turn that off there, and then the climate is off. These buttons become blank. So while it is cold, I'm going to turn the heating off, and that saves between 40 and 50 kilometers of range. So I'll turn the air conditioner on and the system back on when it heats up a little bit in the road. But at the moment we'll just use either the seat heating, or it's actually quite warm enough in the car. We are en route to Port Elizabeth. We have crossed the Fish River, and what is quite remarkable is that, having now put the air conditioner off properly, not the air conditioner, sorry, the heating system off properly, the consumption is quite remarkable. And so I'm doing 17 kilowatt hours per 100 kilometer, and it's been downhill admittedly. And the other thing is that if you look at our range, it is well over 300 kilometers, and we only got 243 k's to go to PE, so it's quite remarkable. Yeah, I think it's a combination of factors, but I have never put the heating off completely, and it's been cold in this trip, so I think that if you have range anxiety or range problems, that is a major factor. To pick of all the wind generation power, Eastern Cape is quite well known for that. We're still doing 20 kilowatts per 100 kilometers. The quarter tank still when we get to PE, which is quite remarkable, and it's all due to the heating system being off. We're at the Bay West Mall, and we've come down from that altitude. And I don't know what the opposite of range anxiety is. Is it range happiness? But putting the climate control system off basically gives you about another 40 to 50 kilometers. So in the first 100 k's, I was only doing 17 kilowatt hours per 100 kilometer, which is the most efficient I've ever been. Yeah, it's the two factors that affect range are the climate control, heating in particular, and speed. And so we came in here really quickly. I really think the car can do 400 kilometers if you are careful with those two factors. Again, a nice good car charger with the screen that you can see what the amps are going in at the moment. Remember that the amp says 119 amps going in, and the battery's at 16%, and we will discover what is in Bay West Mall. So everything's shut down with the car's main computer system, and it was frozen screen. There's also a warning sign to show that the traction battery's fault has been detected. Car feels okay. Jaguar Land Rover says I must take it to the nearest dealer. Well, I mean, have a look around. The nearest dealer is a bit of a problem. I'm sure it's some sort of software glitch, which is apparently cars, and that's what happens with electric cars. But yeah, otherwise the car's going beautifully, and I'm sure that things are going to reset themselves and probably reboot themselves. Just to show you how we've changed scenery from Karoo scrub and virtual desert through to indigenous forest. We've just crossed the Storms River Bridge and we are close to our destination, but so nice to see the trees. Well, we've arrived at Storms River mouth, or the Tsitsikamma National Park, and my son gave me this t-shirt for my birthday, always be charging, so it's exactly what we're doing. As Bjorn says, there are 2 plugs points in this little unit compared to the 1 plug point in the last unit. So the one is feeding the kitchen, the other one's for the rest of the house. So I'm confident to charge on 16 amps, and the car will be fully charged tomorrow morning. It's amazing, this little trip down the last 160 k's from PE, the temperature's been 29 degrees, like a absolutely summer day. It's been so hot, the aircon's been working full blast, but the aircon doesn't affect the consumption, it's the heating that affects the consumption. Yeah, we got here with over 30% charge, having recharged in PE. Yeah, like a summer's day, about to go for a walk. It's a really beautiful place, and we'll post a few videos of the place, and that's where we're up to. Not too fast, eh? Just to take 2 charging with this unit, the stove has got a 60 amp breaker and it's got a 3-prong plug. So all I've done is I've just put it into the stove 3-prong plug, and I'm charging on 20 amps. The car will be completely charged in 7 to 8 hours, and that's all I wanted to say. There's one other little thing that you noticed, that when we came down, there was a warning sign now for the whole trip down from Mountain Zebra Park, that there's the traction battery alarm, or traction battery fault. I'm not sure what that is. We'll see if it's just a software problem, which it normally was. The car's performing completely fine.